Good evening, everyone. It is finally Friday. It's Casual Friday here at HSHQ. Mr. Super Kevin Campbell is flexing his muscles. He's ready for you. This is the very last of the Lockdown Series, Volume 2. It's episode 72. But don't fear, we'll still be with you every single day. Here we go. Welcome back to the show, my brother from another podcast. Mother, it's Super Kevin Campbell. Kev, I did not cut my finger tonight. I did it. I did the clapping without cutting my finger tonight.
Good. No more blood. We don't need no more blood. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. I've had a really busy day. It's been a good day. I've been about and I am raring to go. I'm looking forward to this.
I've got them lined up for you, Kevin. Look, Andrew Gasser checking in from Mississippi. Woohoo! I love me some Mississippi. And he's getting the show started off right, Kev. Hit the like button if you hate on them, people. I love that.
Yeah, love it.
Absolutely. Just wanted to say a huge thank you to all 1,200 of you who were in live chat with us after the Europa League quarterfinal match against Slavia Prague last night. That meant a lot. A massive 9,000 plus views on YouTube. We can't do this show without you. And I just wanted to say, Kev, you know, now that lockdown is easing across many different countries, this is the very last episode of Lockdown Series Volume 2. It's the 72nd. I haven't even counted the post-game, pre-game, halftime shows we've done as well. It's been 100 plus. And you've been there with me every step of the way. And I just wanted to say thank you so much and alleviate any stress from the squaddies thinking we're not going to be coming out live every day still.
Well, it all depends on how bad they are in the chat. That's what I want to. If all the chat is good, we're not coming back because we need bad and good. So no, listen, the squaddies have been absolutely fantastic. There will be more content, obviously. We're not just going to leave you high and dry now. And the irrepressible Sophie is going to keep us all ticking over nicely. And we're going to produce some more content for you. I think it's important now. Now we're up and going.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to keep you fed.
We're just getting started, Super Kev. We are just getting started. And I just wanted to acknowledge that and say thanks to everyone because you guys have helped us as much as we've helped you. And there'll be a new series starting. We've got a lot of exciting things coming. Keep tuned in because we will be with you still every single day. Monday Madness, Wednesday Women, Wednesday Wisdom, Kevin Says, our post-game shows, the Friday fan forums. We got it all for you. All right. So, and Newman's like already, you know, giving you shit, Kev. Trying to insinuate that you're offering some backhanders here. I mean, I'm not sure about that.
No, there's no backhanders. It's front hand. What are you talking about? It's not behind the back. It's at the front. Go on. Nice one, Newman.
All right. So this is the YouTube comment show, which means everyone in chat and you squaddies can comment. I'll put your comments up on screen. But basically, I'm sure a lot of you know that after we, you know, go off air, everything goes on replay. It's on YouTube. And we get tons and tons and tons of comments and emails from folks. And I don't know if you guys watch Jimmy Kimmel at all, but Jimmy Kimmel also has guests on where he makes them read their mean tweets. So Tom Brady will read a tweet, Kev, that says, "You're such an asshole. You're the shittiest quarterback ever. You just got lucky." You know, that type of stuff, right?
Get lucky 7 times, you know, yeah. Brilliant. That's brilliant.
All right. So I'm going to rewind a little bit and read you back some stuff from the Kevin Says shows and some of our post-game shows and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm going to start with this one because there are a lot of people. I've tried to summarize this one for you, Kev.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start off with this one at the very top. Okay. Why does Kevin keep on defending a guy who is out of his depth? It seems like a lot of ex-players and people like Pep and Arteta, and they say that he'll be a great manager. However, what evidence is there of that, Kevin? Not in the results or league position. We won a couple of one-off matches that have enabled Kevin and co to cite this as evidence of improvement, but there has been none, really. He has mismanaged this side, shown tactical ineptitude, stubbornness, alienated key assets like Saliba and Guendouzi. Please ask Kevin to cite evidence of where this side has improved. It's no good saying it's a work in progress either, Kevin, because all the evidence shows the progress is downward, not upward. That is from Mark Sweet, who sent his comment 2 days ago.
Mark Sweet, what a sweet message to me. I've got to say, what a great way to start. Well, Mark, I bet you weren't saying that after yesterday's game, was you? There's been no progress. I bet you weren't saying that after yesterday's game. You would have been happy just like the rest of us. Now, here's the difference, Mr. Sweet. I am pro-Arsenal. So whether it's Mikel Arteta, Unai Emery, or whoever, I want Arsenal to do well. How many years have we been out of the Champions League? This is our 5th season out of the Champions League. Is that good enough? Do you accept that? I bet you don't. But if you keep doing the same things and expect a different result, that's the first sign of madness, so I'm told. So here's what I will say to you. Mikel Arteta is the current manager. Mikel Arteta has to change things. Changing things does take time because, Mr. Sweet, the club is in a mess. Our recruitment policy has been absolutely disgraceful. Our results has been pegged by Mr. Aubameyang for 2 years. And all of a sudden, Mr. Aubameyang hits a wall. And what happens? We go 9th place in the table and 10th. And next minute, there's a meltdown because Arsenal, we shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be there. No, it's because we've relied on one player too much, Mr. Sweet. But here we go now. We've had a horror part of the first half of the season. We're just starting to come into a bit of form. With our up and down season, we find ourselves in the semi-final of the Europa League, playing against Villarreal, and we have an opportunity to win it. So, Mr. Sweet, this is what I will say to you. Too bad. It is a process, and you're going to go through it, whether you like it or not. Have some of that.
Fire. That's how we get shit started here on the Highbury Squad, everyone. And let's just say, Mr. Sweet, thank you so much for your comments and stuff. All epic. And yes, I'm still smiling. Mr. Sweet, tell them, Kevin, we're in pink. And a little chitty bang bang. Looking great. All right, Kev, I got another one for you here from Stuart 905, who posted this a week ago, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So some of the comments are not based on what happened last night, and that's how we want it. We wanted to address.
Yeah, we want it from before. Yeah.
All right, Super Kevin Campbell predicting last week that we would drop 2 points. I only dropped 2 points for the rest of the season, and we dropped 3 in the first game. You are a deluded man. Even Sophie was embarrassed. I told you I'm going to read the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you love it.
Listen, I'd rather be deluded positive than deluded negative.
Exactly.
Because you know what? The negativity eats you alive. I'd rather be positive. I'd rather us drop the points and go and win the Europa League. So do you know what? If I'm deluded, too bad. I'm a deluded man. I'm a deluded ex-player who loves Arsenal Football Club and wants them to do well. right? Yeah, listen, I was supposed to be getting a bow tie of Mars Gunner if I got it right. But I'm prepared to not have the bow tie, all right? I'm prepared.
Oh my God.
So maybe I am a little bit delusional, and you're right, maybe I am. But I accept it because I'm a positive one.
I love it. Brilliant stuff. He's going to get some good ones too, Matty K. Don't worry about it. There's some good ones coming. In fact, why don't we mix it up a little bit here?
No, let's go for a couple more.
Oh, you want to keep going with the zingers?
Yeah,
okay.
They're the ones. Come on.
All right. Here's one from Kyle Lewis. Hi, Kyle. Good evening to everyone. And Newman, it's not too late for you to post something, by the way, and I'll read it out.
He would do it straight away, that one.
Kevin has the potential to be a great politician. Whenever the opportunity to give Arteta criticism approaches, he's brilliant at defending it. Nigel Farage couldn't lace Kevin's boots.
Tell him. Is that it? Is there more?
It's almost like a slap compliment.
He's trying to break my neck. He's trying to break. No, listen, he's slapping me, but I'm going to break your neck, right? Listen, here's what I will say to you. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I am pro-Arsenal. I want Arsenal to do well. Whoever is manager, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, Mikel Arteta has been brought in for change. And he has to change it. You guys moan when we don't qualify, when we don't do this and we don't do that. Now you're moaning when change comes. Do you know what I think? I think I'm right. I ain't no politician. I'm right because I'm being proven right. Last night has been proving me right, not proving me wrong. The club are going in a better direction now. Hey, whether we win it or not, we want to win it. Of course we do. But you cannot tell me you'd want to keep it the same way it was and expect us to do better because it was never happening. Never. So there you go.
I love it.
If Mr. Farage has got nothing on me.
No.
Damn right he hasn't. Good.
Kyle Lewis, thank you so much for your comment and the fact that you're comparing Super Kev to Farage. I mean, only on the Highbury squad could that actually happen.
Brock the neck, don't worry.
Hi Akindale and all of the Saloni men in the building. We love you too. Oh, Soph, your turn's about to come. You're going to be the twist in the happy tale coming up here. All right, I'm going to keep on going with the shit stirring here, though.
Go on. Yeah. They're the ones I want to deal with. Remember, I always say I've got to deal with you, so let me deal with them. Yeah,
you're going to deal with them. This is probably my new favorite show, by the way. I love this. This is great. Okay, this is from Anubis, who posted 1 week ago.
I've seen this name before. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, on our YouTube channel. This is the reality check Kevin Says episode.
All right,
and they write reality check with 3 question marks, Kev, not 1. You know it's bad when it's 3.
Powerful, good.
Very powerful. What's he talking about? We know we've been crap all season. We didn't just realize that. A lot of us knew the manager wasn't ready for such a big job. When Tottenham lose or play badly, it's Mourinho. But when Arsenal play bad, it's the players. SMH. Signed, Anubis. Kev.
Anubis. Easily dealt with you are. Because you know what, Anubis? There's times this season we've been crap. And I've said we've been crap. I said Mikel Arteta carries the can. The manager always will. But it's the players who lift the manager up or get him the sack. What part of that don't you understand, Anubis? The reality check is this, Anubis. Arsenal fans do not want to admit or feel the pain that is at the club right now. And I get it. Nobody likes to feel the pain. But do you know what, Anubis? I broke the neck. So there's no pain to feel after I get you. Trust me. Mikel Arteta has made mistakes. Of course he's made mistakes. You tell me some person who hasn't made mistakes. But the key is we start moving forward, and that's what we're doing. That could have easily been a banana skin last night. No banana skin. And I know you're talking about earlier, but this is what it's about. It's about moving forward, isn't it? And that is what we're doing as a football club. So, Anubis, I've answered your question. So there you go. Reality check for you.
I love it. And Kev, GD always comments on every show we do when we do the player ratings. And I love GD because they literally and analyze what we do. This comment, I'm envisioning a new T-shirt here. Yes, Kev's conveyor belt breaking necks. I love it.
Rock the necks, man. Rock them necks.
All right, Kev, you ready for the next one?
Ready.
This is from Dial Square 71. Okay.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Vintage year 71. We'll give him that so far. So this is in response to the reality check. So what Kev's saying is that in the 2 years Mikel has been here, where he's got rid of the deadwood and kept or signed or re-signed 15 of these squad players, the state of the team is never down to the management, and we have no right to be higher than we are. So what right do we have to be in the Premier League then, Kevin? So, Kevin, would you be fine with relegation next season? LOL. Bit of goading, bit of teasing there.
Hey, listen, Dial Square, you can tease me. I don't mind that. Right? But again, I'm not sure when this was submitted. What was the reality chat? It was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one was from 1 week ago.
A week ago, okay.
Yes.
So, you know what I don't understand about people is when they talk about relegation.
Mm-hmm.
Where where do they get relegation from? The fact, let's look at the facts. And I always like to look at the facts, okay? Normally, for the last 2 seasons, Aubameyang would have had an extra 8 to 10 goals, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
That extra 8 to 10 goals makes a difference of between 8 to 10 points. That's why we have been a bit higher up the table for the last 2 years. That's all. But when you take away them goals from us, we don't have enough players who score regularly enough. That's been our problem. Because you know what, Soph? Goals paper cracks. They paper cracks. Because you know what? Even a 1-1 draw that we've drawn this season, if you win it 2-1, everybody feels better about themselves because we won.
Mm-hmm.
But we just haven't been able to get over the line in those games. For whatever reason, we haven't been good enough. Our star striker ain't at the level that he's been over the last 2 years, but you got to accept it. But Dial Square talking about relegation. And they're talking about me about reality check. What the hell's going on? Dial Square, behave yourself and have a beer and chill out with you. God. And by the way, Arteta hasn't been at the club for 2 years.
He's been there for 18. Yeah, he hasn't. Not complete. No, it'll be 2 years in December, you guys.
Yeah, so let's have it. So let's have it right. Come in, God.
At first, Kev, I read this one and I thought it was Adam Lallana, but it's not. Oh. It's Adam Lana.
No, let's call him Lallana. Let's call him
Lallana. So apparently, your views are as delusional as TY, Kev. I thought I'd add that one in just because it was fun. Because I did think for a minute it was Adam Lallana. And Soph is your bouncer for tonight. Right.
Thank you very much, darling. Thank you.
All right, here we go. I like this one. This is from Noel Choi, posted a week ago. Good evening, Noel. Thank you very much for engaging and posting with us. Casey is one of Arteta's main lawyers.
Hold on, let me get my suit on.
Where's your dicky bow? One day
I
late.
can put it on. I'm gonna have to put it on.
It's gold. Winning the FA Cup is Arteta's achievement, and getting battered is the players' fault now. The fact is, Arteta won the FA Cup. Let's say 50% was due to his genius tactics, but he couldn't get any momentum whatsoever since then. So, for those reasons, Kevin, he should be sacked. And by the way, Kev, do you like how I'm dramatizing a little bit of the delivery, imagining how they deliver it to you?
Honestly, it's actually making me feel I don't want any good ones. I want all the bad ones. It's terrible, isn't it?
It's great.
No, okay. If I'm Arteta's lawyer and we could build no momentum, remember, all season. From the turn of the year to now, I think we're in the top 6. I think we're 6 in form. That is a hell of a lot different than how we were in the first half of the season, wasn't it, Soph?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, if I'm Arteta's lawyer and you squaddies are the jury, I would say to you, yes, there was bumps in the road to begin with. Arteta did win a trophy, which puts credit in the bank for him. But cup and league are 2 different things. When your main striker, your main goal getter, your main goal output is not in the team, is not taking his chances for whatever reason, the best teams struggle. The best teams struggle. But here's the thing. Now, we seem to have found a little bit of formula with Smith Rowe coming in. Now Pepe's in there. And we seem to be finding ourselves scoring goals. And for all of the, we're not doing it. Funny enough, we find ourselves in the semi-final of the Europa. Now, can he explain that to me? Because I would think that you have to show some form to get to a European semi-final. Do you or do you not, Sophie?
You do. And here's the scoop. Because Noel Choi actually got a backup reply. So I'm going to double down on this one. Are you ready?
Go on. Hey, better, okay. Even better.
This is a response, Jeff Butler, okay, in response to Noel Choi.
I'll get you, Butler.
Oh, do you remember? Carry on. Oh,
on the buses. On the buses, I'll get you, Butler.
Oh, on the buses, that was it. Hey. Okay, you ready? This is Jeff Butler 1 week ago. From someone that was a professional footballer. I've never heard so much rubbish that he talks. It's never the manager's fault. Let's see. 12 defeats. And football that I have never seen so bad in my lifetime. He should have gone after the Villa game at home when we lost 3-0. So, Jeff Butler, you played the game,
He's backing him up. He's backing him up. Hey, I tell you what, Jeff. Hey, Butler, I'm going to get you, Butler. I tell you what, right? This is typical of you, Butler, right? Winning a trophy, gets no credit. He gets no credit. Fair enough, he gets no credit this season. But there's change that has to happen. Change it is happening. But you can never judge a season until the end. You can never judge a season until the end, especially if you're still going for silverware. Now, can I just say this? Let me ask a question, Sophie.
Yep.
Would Butler and his crew be happy if we got knocked out of the Europa League against Benfica? No. They wouldn't be happy. What would they be doing? They'd be throwing their toys out the Prem. See, I told you. Then, obviously, we go on and we play Slavia Prague. And we didn't play so well last week, and we whooped them this week.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what they're saying now. I always give the players the credit, but I also say that the players will get the manager sacked, or they will give him the boost. But ultimately, Sophie, as we all know, the manager carries the can.
Yep.
Okay. Gone are the times where we've been in games for 25 minutes, like last night, and we're the team on the receiving end, Soph. We're the team getting blown out. That's happened too many times in the past. So things have to change, and things are changing, and it might not be as quick as Butler would like it, but it is changing all the same.
Oh my God, I love it. This is brilliant.
On the buses, yeah.
On the buses.
Blakey.
So,
yeah.
so this is from, oh, by the way, Anubis, who I mentioned earlier, doubled down on another comment. This is embarrassing from Kevin. I don't even think he truly believes what he's saying, which makes it even worse. He's soulless.
Oh, really? I'm soulless.
Clearly doesn't hear your tunes that you put out on a Funky Friday.
Hey, listen, Anubis. luckily, I know the game. I know what I'm talking about. And as you can see, people always believe what they read. Is the dressing room's gone and all that? Does it look like the dressing room's gone? Does it look like the players don't respond to him, Sophie? I actually thought that Balogun could be leaving. Mm-hmm. Arteta's turned it around. Balogun signed, believing in the project. So even I didn't think Balogun was signed.
And I fought for Balogun, didn't I, Kev?
Yeah, you fought for Balogun. I thought it's going to be a tough one because obviously he's been coveted by 15 other clubs. But Arteta's turned it round. Now, is he a novice? Yes, he is. I cannot say he's not, because he is. How could he have a track record if he's never done the job? But you know what? In 18 months or 17 months or however long he's been at the club, look at what he's had to do. He's actually won a trophy. He's won a trophy beating teams that are better than the teams left in this tournament. Let's have it right, of the Europa. That's what he's done. And yeah, we are a cup team, but we need to change to be consistent in the league. Hey, the league form hasn't really changed much in 17 years. If we're honest, we've been up and down and up and down and up and down, but change has been needed. Now that change is here, you might not like the pain, but it's here to stay.
Yeah, and I'm not being funny. I'm admin for Dulux. Yeah, I mean that was all me yesterday, mate. No worries. And look, with Balogun, it kind of everything the stars aligned for him and for Arteta. No one's scoring, right? Our guy that has saved us for 2 seasons, something's going. He's off the boil. It's all gone wrong for him this season. Doesn't mean it can't go right for him next season. But the great news is that another guy stepped up to be a leader, and that's Lacazette. And when you see Aziz and Martinelli and Balogun all on the bench for a Europa League quarterfinal, that tells you a lot about what's going on at the Arsenal and what we can maybe expect for next season as well. Let's carry on with the old comments here.
Nice one, Vinny. Nice one.
Vinny, you already told Kevin what you thought about the other day.
What are these fools? Brought the neck, Kev. Brought them neck.
It's supposed to be professional here, Vince. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. Here we go, Kev. This is from Bruno Jean Christophe. Hello. Nice very name. Sophisticated. Nice. Kevin's persistence on Arteta is baffling at times. It sounds like a total PR job. The past explain the past explain the now agreed with Kev. In the past, I've agreed with Kev, but within the last 18 months, Arsenal have not been good at all, and that's Wenger and Emery's fault apparently, or the players. Despite that, Arteta has had a far better squad than any of them. I just don't get it, Kevin. I just don't get it.
Well, obviously you don't know football, so let me explain briefly. So Arsene Wenger was the manager before Emery, and then Emery took over. Freddie took over, and then Mikel Arteta came. You still have to manage Wenger players, Emery players, and now Arteta. Arteta has to handle all of them. He has to assess what's going on with the squad. He has to find out who's with him, who's against him. Also, you got to find out there's high earners at the club. You've got to get them out. There's a cancer in the dressing room. You've got to get them out. All of this while COVID is struck. And during that time, he wins a cup, which is fantastic for us. Just to give us a little snapshot of what we can expect, beating some of the teams who have actually give us hell, Manchester City and Chelsea. But we come into this season, we haven't done so great. We know that. But we know that it's changing. Things do change. Like I said, I am pro Arsenal. Whether Arteta's the manager or not, if there was a manager in who was doing the same thing like Arteta was, I would still be saying, give him the time because he's got to change it. We need to change. We haven't won a title for 17 years. And if you think doing things the same way is going to get us a title, you need the reality check because it's not going to happen. We need to change.
I've got a double down harsh one here from Noel Choyd, Kev. Do you want to hear it?
Bring it. No.
All right, here we go. KC scored 46 goals in 228 games for Arsenal. He's not a legend. Do not waste that word. He's hanging around complimenting Arteta and his process so he can get some freebies. Even Giroud, who some fans wanted to get out of the club so badly, did better. So don't put much into what he says, you guys. Can I answer this one?
If you want to.
Let me tell you something. When Kevin was coming through at Arsenal, there was no such thing as rotation. There was no such thing as 3 different squads where you have a Premier League squad or even an old Division 1 squad, a League Cup squad, an FA Cup squad, a European squad. There was just a squad. And to break into that squad was one of the toughest things you ever had to do. And look who was ahead of him. Believe some legends. Smudger, Righty, you can name them, Kev.
Merson played up front, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Martin Hayes scored 20-odd goals in one season. Niall Quinn was there.
Absolutely.
So I found myself having to go on loan.
Why don't you let him know now? By the way, the squaddies and everybody is backing this up right now. And I told you guys, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly today. It's very Jimmy Kimmel mean tweets. What? We're here.
And this is what I will say, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
That if that's his opinion, I've got no problem with it. I've got no problem with it whatsoever. But here's one thing I will say. I've got the history. I've got the videos. I played in the teams that won trophies. I played. So because I didn't score like Ian Wright at the club, to me it didn't matter because I wanted to win. That's all I wanted to do. I'm an Arsenal fan first and foremost. I wanted to win. So I didn't care whether I scored the goals or not. As long as Arsenal win, I'm a happy man. And I've got that. I've won with Arsenal as a fan. I've won titles. I've won cups. We're one of the only players to play in a European tournament and win it. So I don't mind. Your opinion is yours. But also, I'm cool with that.
Also, Alexandra, I don't speak for Casey. I just wanted to jump in there as a fan, from a fan perspective, to say we all think he's a legend, right? And if you don't understand the concept of the show, just relax, Alexander. We're doing something a little bit different tonight. And, it's fun. And Casey's loving this. He wants to do this.
And listen, I welcome the different opinions because you know what? The ones who send the different opinions, they need dealing with.
Exactly. Yeah. And Kev, let's also remind Mr. Choi, you single-handedly saved 2 teams from Premier League relegation and potential obscurity. And that is Everton Football Club and West Brom.
Sophie, this is the great thing about this platform that we're on. There ain't many, when you look at players who have moved to different clubs, this is something I'm really proud of.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a difference to every football club I've gone to.
Absolutely.
That'll do me.
That
will do me.
Yeah.
Because if you've made a difference at every club, that's your job. That is your job. So
exactly.
People could have whatever opinion,
no
problem. Listen,
I've got
broad shoulders. I got broad shoulders. Bring it on.
Kev, you're one of the toughest people I know, and you've toughened me up in the time we've been working together. I love it. You come like inspiring. And I'm going to repost that West Brom conversation we did towards the end of the season, the Survival Sunday. Wearing the captain's armband for West Brom, saving them from the Premier League obscurity, wearing the captain's armband for Everton, being the first black player, let alone being the captain of the team, but being the first black captain of Everton Football Club. What an achievement.
Sophie, you know something? Many Gooners might not know this, but when I made my debut for Arsenal at Goodison Park, the racist vitriol coming from the Gladys Street was a disgrace.
I can't even imagine, Kev.
Because what tended to happen, you get to the ground and you go out onto the pitch while they put the kit out. And there was myself, Rocky, Mickey Thomas, Paul Davis, and Gus Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
And the racist abuse that was coming was like incredible. But that's not going to stop me. Mm-mm. That's not going to stop me. I know what type of club they are. I know the people that are at that club. But there's always a few. But
yep.
And look, I become the first black captain of the football club. I'm proud of that. So people could have opinions of me. It's their choice. It's great. Mm-hmm. It's their choice. But I know what I'm about.
You know what, Kev? The other thing too is that it's in football history, it's monumental. For a club like Everton Football Club, it's monumental. I don't know if people maybe if you're younger, you don't know, but those of us
don't know what Everton were.
Yes, and also up north as well. It was a struggle for. I mean, we're talking the Cyril Regis days, middle of the country too. But the Fashionews, the Regises, Kev, was
Brendan
not
Batsons and all that. Oh my God!
Absolutely.
Every week they got it every week.
Yep.
Every week.
Yeah,
it was really terrible.
You've inspired a generation, and you've inspired, a team like Everton to be better, to do better, to act better, right? So I love it, and I love how you're taking all these comments on. Right, here's one from Kevin Ball for you. Sorry, Kevin, but the team that Arteta has is much better than Emery and Wenger when he left. Arteta is rubbish. End of. And his record is shocking. What do you say to Kevin Ball? Does Arteta have a better team than Emery and Wenger did towards the end?
Again, on paper, yes. On paper, yes. The thing is, when you buy new players, they have to adjust. They're not just going to come in and all of a sudden take off straight away. It doesn't quite happen like that. Some can. Odegaard has kind of done that for a small period. But Gabriel, it takes him a little bit of time. It's a long season. They're not used to it. Partey suffered. He's never really been injured at Atletico. He comes to Arsenal. He's probably had 3 or 4 injuries since he's been at the football club. It takes a bit of time. We're still searching for the right balances. Who's going to play? Who's going to be in form? Players have been out of form.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult. All this, and you're trying to sort out the culture of the dressing room, and you're trying to get cancer out of it. There's a lot of moving parts. And as a fan, you sit there on your armchair or your sofa or whatever, and you can call it, but you don't know what's happening on the inside. I'm lucky enough that I've been on the inside and I've played the game for over 20 years that I know how these things work. So you could call it rubbish or whatever, but let me tell you something. It's hard to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to win in football, and to win consistently, You have to have the culture. And we went away from our culture for a long, long time. And we're just starting to see the sprouts of that winning culture and that mentality trying to come back. We're not there yet, but Arteta's trying to bring that back.
All right. Here's another one for you from Doug Jones. This is from the show we did with Fergus.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So a week ago, why is the rhetoric always the same with this fan base? When we win, Arteta is a tactical genius. Yet when we lose, it's the players' fault. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. But seriously, how can anybody in their right mind still back this manager? How can he not be culpable for anything, especially for the abysmal state that we're in this season? Big up to Sophie and Fergus. Kevin?
Again, this is typical people not listening to what is being said. Soph, the players get the results, not the manager. It's the players. So if the players win, they get the plaudits. If the players lose, it's their fault. And let's have it right. The fact that we've seen Arsenal be good in the first half and bad in the second, and then bad in the first half and then good in the second, good in the poor in the first half, brilliant in the second. We've seen it happen so many times, Soph. That is not the manager. It is the players. When the players cross that white line, they have to do what the manager wants them to do. If they can do it, you see performances like that last night. That is them doing what the manager, you do all the preparation and you go out there and execute. As I've said, and I'll say it again, the manager carries the can for the football club. Of course he does. And yes, does he make mistakes? Of course he does. But when you send the team out across that pitch, across that white line onto the pitch, they have to execute. I know they're not listening, but do you know what? This is an old Pat Rice saying. If I have to tell you 1,000 times, I'm going to tell you. Because the fact of the matter is, because you might not agree with it, doesn't mean it's not right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why I keep repeating myself, because when you send that team across that white line, they have to execute the game plan. And we haven't been great. I admit we haven't been great at that this season. But again, Sophie, it seems like in the cups, we can do it.
All right, I'm going to read you a couple here. This is from Afolabi Olawale. This is from the Fergus show too. I love this show, but I don't understand why PG and Kev don't see any wrong with Arteta. He's always right to them. You know, he also has faults. The Arsenal list wrote, but Soph, it's the players, it's the players, it's the players.
They're getting their digs in, aren't they? Them guys, man. Listen, is there any more in that trail? Or do you want me to answer that now?
Yes, say Cola a week ago. Kev, stop making excuses for Arteta. He's a crap manager. Remember, guys, in chat, these are from a week ago. We're doing a little bit of
going back, rewind.
Yeah.
Rewind.
And then Jeff Butler. I mean, he's not a fan.
Is he
Kev.
back? Is he back? Go on, so what does he say? What does Butler?
How many more times is KC going to stick up for a novice, clueless manager? Arteta looks lost. He's way out of his depth. Too late with his subs again, Kevin. He's making Arsenal fans lose their love for the football club. I hate our owners so much for ruining my club that I love and getting in a manager that couldn't manage a championship team.
Ooh. Butler, you're getting a bit leery. But listen, what I will say is this: opinions are everybody's, and every opinion is respected. Mikel Arteta, yes, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is a novice manager. He is. but he's been brought in for a certain reason. He's been brought in to change this football club from the inside out. If I would have said to Mr. Butler or any one of the guys, in 18 months of a novice manager coming in, what would you expect from him? And if I said to you at the time, he'd win an FA Cup, we'd be 9th in the league, and we'd be in the semi-final of the Europa League. If I said to them, would they take that? I wonder if they'd have taken it, Soph. I wonder if they'd have taken it.
I think a lot
because
of people
I know,
have taken it.
I know I would have. I know I would have taken it, considering who's gone out. There's change going on in the club. I would have taken that, because that to me is a bit of progress.
Listen, winning an FA Cup in not even your full season, you know, and yes, the Premier League, we haven't been a good Premier League team for years and years. This is why I've said I'll give him the benefit of the doubt until October, November, when he's had another turnkey, you know, summer transfer window.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then in October, November, if we're in the same situation before you go into the December, you know, absolutely jam-packed fixture list, Kevin, you've got to make a decision at that point. Is he your guy? He'll have from August until then, August, September, October, November, 3 months. You've got to see some type of transition in that time period with new players, your team, right? You've got to be able to
be playing better. Yeah, 100%. Right. I agree. Look, I'm not saying for me, I would sack him, because for me, he gets the season. But if we're languishing in the same spot as we were, messing around, not playing well, then of course, it's everyone's right to question it, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never once said anybody shouldn't question him. He gets blamed for whatever. You can blame him, but I know I've been there. It's the players.
Well, I mean, a lot of the times, you know, we go back and forth about the players and the manager and all of that. And yes, you know, the players have been terrible at times this season. They've not put in an effort. And I think, you know, we've talked ad nauseum on the show, Kev, a little bit about, you know, it's not when you pick the wrong players and mix them with the right players, that doesn't mean you're going to get the best results. And I think what we've seen against Sheffield United and, of course, against Slavia Prague is when you have the right energy and the right
attitude,
formula and attitude, things can change. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. We look a different team. And I'm not saying everything's all turned around, but we look a different team when the attitude's right. Everyone says, look, we're playing on the front foot. I said, do you reckon the manager sends them out on the pitch to play on the back foot? He doesn't. But sometimes when the players go out there, for whatever reason, Sophie, they're not tuned in. And it must drive him mad, I tell you, because I've been at clubs when the manager sends you out and next minute you're all disjointed because the team's all stretched.
Mm-hmm. And you've said that, like, it never necessarily happened to you at Arsenal, but other clubs, when you looked around you and you're like, are we going to get a result with these guys?
Yeah. And that's what, you know, it's so hard. Again, it's hard to win, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
People think because Arsenal are badges there, that Arsenal are going to win. No, you have to play the opposition. You have to earn the right to beat the opposition. Arsenal just not going to turn up and win games. And if we're not good enough, Sophie, we're not going to win games. And I'll be honest, we haven't been good enough.
No.
I agree. We haven't been good enough. And the manager carries the can, but have the players been good enough? You tell me, have the players been? They haven't.
No, and the truth is that, you know, again, something we talked about a lot is we are a cup team. We're not a Premier League team yet. We're not. We're a Premier League team, but we're not a competitive Premier League team.
There you go.
There's a huge difference between that. In a one-off cup game or 2 legs, we can stay mentally engaged. We don't, you know,
lose focus.
Exactly.
As much.
Yes. So that's the next frontier for Arteta. It's a huge frontier to cross, but you won't be able to cross it until he has more of his own players in the team. All right, Casey, just a few more here. 50 minutes in, you're listening to the very last lockdown series. It's episode 72. In total, I believe we've done 110 if you include the post games and the pre-game stuff. It's been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, you guys. And to everyone in chat, you know the rules.
Brilliant.
You don't have to leave
Brilliant.
a tip. You just have to hit that like button if you hate Tottenham. Those are the rules. Here's one from HB for you, Kev, from a week ago.
That's my brother, isn't it? HB, that's my brother.
I told you weeks ago, Casey.
Oh, really? All right.
Is the biggest Arteta fanboy. Says the same about PG too. With this manager, we're regressing. Get him out now. You're not a fanboy, are you, Kevin?
No, listen, I'm not a fanboy, but like I keep saying, and it's like I'm a broken record, but I don't mind. I don't mind. Remember, I'm a bit deluded and positive, aren't I? So this is what I do say. I am pro Arsenal and I want things to change. I want Arsenal to be challenging at the top of the league. I want Arsenal to be in the Champions League with a mindset to win it. But the way it was going, we weren't going down that route. We were just a ship without a rudder, right? And yes, Arteta is a novice, but he's been around the best in the business. He knows what it takes. He knows what it takes. He knows the type of mentality the dressing room has to have and the players have to have. And it may take him a little bit longer than we would have liked. I'm sure he doesn't set out this season to fail in the league. But the fact of the matter is our main striker hasn't been functioning this season as we know he should. So we struggled a little bit in the league. But you know what? We still got an opportunity to move up the league. I'll tell you, we still got an opportunity to move up the league. And I'm not, let's see where we finish. Not where we've been. Let's see where we finish. But as Sophie would say, we want that Europa.
And tell everyone, Kev, because I believe you were part of, remind everyone the last time we won a European trophy. Remind everybody the year that we...
It was in 1993, 94, where we won in Denmark and we beat Parma. That Arsenal side. 1-0 to the Arsenal, Alan Smith volley. Homegrown players in the team.
Who scored in the semi?
I got the winner in the semi at Highbury to send us through.
Right.
And Ian Wright got booked and he was distraught. But he had to refocus and play the game of his life because PSG had a super team. You know, you're talking about Ginola and George Weah and Valdo, the Brazilian, Le Guin, all these guys. Top team. And we beat Paris Saint-Germain over 2 legs, went on to win it against Parma. So people who don't understand, you just think, oh, these names, European football is tough. It's hard to win. And Arteta is doing something that, you know what, in his so-called second season or second part of his 18 months, he's in the semi-final of the Europa League. It's unbelievable.
And Kev, you know, I mean, we haven't won the League Cup since the George Graham. Wenger never won the League Cup.
No, didn't. No,
right?
He didn't.
Dan Marino went to a Super Bowl with the Miami Dolphins, and he was so good. He's so talented. This enigma, this myth, this legend. Mm-hmm. Everyone thought he's going to go back. He'll get another chance. He'll win one. Never did.
Never went back.
Never went back. Aaron Rodgers, look at how brilliant he is. And he's been the best quarterback for how many years? So hard to go back to the Super Bowl and compete.
Only got one. He's won one. That's it.
Only got one. Arsenal Football Club. We make that final against Barcelona. And in our minds, we all knew, like, what an opportunity miss. But maybe we'll get back. Haven't been back.
And do you know what? Because we stand still, that puts you even further behind. Because as you stand still, others are moving forward. So the gap gets wider. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to set all these 17 years, we're trying to cram it so we move up the league. But we've been regressing as a football team.
Yep.
And it needs to be addressed. It needs to be sorted out, cleaned up, turned around, the culture imprinted on it, and move in the right direction. And that's what I believe is going on. That's what I believe.
And just remember, guys, you know, if he delivers a European trophy and gets us back into the Champions League, there's a reason why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still manager of Manchester United. And I've talked about this model, and maybe this is where I always try to find my Zen moment with Arteta. Can he do what Ole did? They were languishing bottom of the table, bottom half of the table, got them up to third, qualified for Champions League. Yes, they got knocked out, but one step closer to everything. Second in the league this season. I mean, if Arteta can deliver a European trophy without even being in the job for 2 years, that humble pie will be smashed in my face. And, you know, we all have to give credit where it's due, because if he's able to do that, Kev, and financially for the club right now, we get back into the Champions League. You and I talk about we're not going to win it. It's about the money.
It's about building. We've got to start building.
Exactly.
It's so important.
So I'm gonna read this one off to you too before we duck out in a little bit here, Kev, because there's some really big decisions for Arteta to make. You know, I think we all agree the Premier League, it's not the priority right now. Not especially anymore, when you're going to face Unai Emery in the semi-final. And as we said yesterday, we'll get to all of that. But this is key, and I want to get your take on this. Match of the Day 3 wrote on our post and our late night football show post after the first leg against Slavia. Let this be the death of Aubameyang and Lacazette in the same team. Pick one or the other, not both. I've lost count the amount of times our front line just disappears when these two feature in it. Enough is enough. Personally, Oba needs to be dropped. What I saw Martinelli do in 10 minutes compared to Oba just angers me. Martinelli at least tries to make the opposing defenders' job more stressful. He closes them down quickly. He chases the second bounce. Oba is becoming a really straightforward to defend against striker. He's really getting tired of that 30 plus. He's really getting tired. He's 30 plus. He needs to be bailed out by teenagers. It's a bloody joke. So, Kev, it's a very key, important point. Now, I'm not sure if Aubameyang's going to play for the rest of it. If he's got malaria, that's not easy to just overcome.
It definitely ain't. It definitely isn't.
But what's your answer to Match of the Day 3 here? Because we've talked a lot about how Laka plays well with the younger players. You've said so much on the show. We're better with him playing in that number 9 role. Talk us through it.
I think we've been over this quite a few times, to be honest. The problem is Oba has lost his mojo a little bit. He's lost his mojo. And I don't write Oba off like that. No chance. Because he's our best striker. He is our best striker. Whether we like it or not, he is. We do function better with Lacazette as the number 9 in the middle. Of course we do. But Aubameyang, he's gone through some difficult times, and I ain't chucking him under the bus just yet. Yeah, he has looked lost at times, and sometimes it can look like that as a striker when things ain't going your way. And it's the first time it's happened to him at Arsenal, so it's the first time he's gone through a difficult patch. It's the first time. So, yeah, there are some points there that are valid. Of course there are. But you know what, Soph? He's still our best striker, and he's still our best finisher. And I'm not chucking him under the bus because we've signed him on. Next season is a new season. Whether he plays again this season or nearer the end, I don't know. Maybe he might come up trumps later on in this Europa League. I just don't know. But the truthful facts of the matter is, Sophie, Aubameyang hasn't hit the heights he did in the last 2 seasons. And a lot of people are ruthless. They're ruthless.
Our good friend MK from Arsenal Los Angeles posted, and a couple people agreed with her. Do you think that comment from Match of the Day 3 was disrespectful? Do you think some Arsenal fans are being disrespectful? Or do you think because it's kind of like that family member or colleague or friend that you know is just so brilliant, but yet what's happening? Is it a little bit of six, one and half a dozen of the other?
Yeah, I just honestly think a lot of people are, because as an Arsenal fan, you try and work out what's going on, don't you? You work out what's wrong with Aubameyang. You know what? And you watch him play, and the energy's not there, and he seems disinterested, and all that type of thing. And then you see a young player like Martinelli, who you got to cage him. He wants to run, and he wants to fight, and he wants to battle, he wants to run all day. But that's the difference in youth with experience.
Mm-hmm.
The experience part of Aubameyang is probably overthinking things a little bit. Whereas Martinelli, it's like the wind-up toy. You wind him up and let him go, and he'll go all day. For me, Aubameyang's got the experience. He is our best striker. It's just been one of those seasons, so where it hasn't been great for him. It's been poor for him.
And you know what, Kev? You bring up really good points there as well. Footballers have, they have a life too. They have family. They have things that happen and they go on. And we all know, and I've said it too, that Aubameyang's trouble started before his mum got sick. But we don't know how long she was sick. We don't know how long he was dealing with any of that, right? And people want to rag on Liverpool and give Liverpool a hard time. Amesy, you're the moderator. If it's kicking off, let me know. I think it's kicking off in a good way. Kev, Klopp lost his mother. Alisson lost his father. There's a lot of loss going on at Liverpool in addition to what they lost on the pitch with their player injuries, right? That's a lot of pain. It's not easy to lose. We've lost some folks in the last few months too, Kev. And you're not vocal about it, and we just talk about stuff here and there, but it is not easy. And Sonny, it doesn't matter how much you earn. If your mum dies or your dad dies, it could affect you the same, worse or less than anyone. It's got nothing to do with money when it comes to death and life experiences. Does it make it easier to be able to deal with things and help people? Of course, when you have money. But when it comes to affairs of the heart and life and death, Kev, you can answer that for me.
Here's the thing. And as fans don't care what you're going through at home. They don't care what's going on outside of the football club. You have to perform on that pitch. That's it. That's because what do the fans say? We pay our money. We pay your wages. We do this, we do that. You've got to cease to be human when you're a footballer sometimes, Sophie. Right? Mm-hmm. You've got to cease to be human. People don't know anything. Do you know, your day could be made by a comment from your partner in the morning, and it could wind you up. You could have an argument and it will mess up your whole day. Footballers are the same. You could have an argument the day of a game. You come to the game and people's mind could be on something else. Fans don't want to hear that. Because that's why I always put it down to, so when you cross that white line, fans don't care. They don't care if you've lost your mind. They don't care. You perform with the whip. You do this, you do that. No, players are human. Players go through emotion.
And Sonny's following it up. Look, Sonny, Rio Ferdinand, when you're in the media and you've been a player, and he's been in everyone's living room since he was 16 years old at West Ham and stuff like that. All I'm saying is that we can't say that his loss is less
as much as yours. Is more than yours or less.
We're all human. We're
loss
human.
Is loss.
I think what you're saying, Sonny.
and we all deal with things
differently. Right. And I think, Kev, what Sonny's trying to say too is money makes things a little easier in life. Of course it does. We're not going to argue with that fact at all. It helps. Money helps everybody. Look, at a lot of us are struggling now, job wise and all this kind of stuff. But all I'm saying is when it comes to loss, you could be a multi-millionaire. You could be, earning 100 grand a year or 50 grand a year. Loss is loss,
Loss is loss, and loss can destroy people. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen it. Do you know what I've seen, Sophie? I've seen somebody lose their brother in football, and they were never the same. Mm-hmm. Never. But you reckon the fans care?
No.
If you mentioned it, yeah. But when he's on the pitch, they don't care. You've got to perform. Mm-hmm. And I know sometimes I drive people mad when I say it's the players, because when you cross that line, because it's the truth. Fans don't care whether you've had a Barney with the missus. They don't care whether you've lost a loved one. They don't care. When you get on that pitch, you play for Arsenal, you perform. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the name of the game. And I know it's brutal, but that's why the players get paid the sort of money they get paid, because you have to put up with it. You have to deal with it.
It's just a fact of life. And no, Sonny's not a troll, you guys, for asking in chat. Sonny's loves the football club. He's a top shelf guy, and he's expressing himself the same way we all are. Everyone here, right? We're like a family here, squaddies, and we're talking about stuff because you're right, Sohan. Fans are ruthless, and we're seeing that. I mean, look what happened to Saliba. He's ready to start his Arsenal career. He loses his mother. He struggles. He's in a different country. Changes everything, you guys. Everything. And he's only a young man.
He's only a young man.
Exactly.
So to lose your mother as a young man, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not easy. It's really, really difficult. And that's why I feel for Klopp. I feel for Alisson. That must have affected Liverpool this season. I feel for Saliba. These things, life. I mean, look at you guys, look at the abuse players are getting on social media. Look what's happening. Tyrone Mings today mentioned his abuse. Raheem Sterling, again, I think we think they're easy targets because they earn a lot of money. I mean, that's not right.
That's not right.
That's not right. And unfortunately, there are certain professions or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, that just earn more money. We all agree doctors and nurses should be earning $1 million a year, but life doesn't work that way. It just doesn't,
Well, the top, and again, like in the medical, the top ones earn the money. But as you go down the levels, obviously the money gets less. But the top surgeon at the top who loses someone, and the nurse down the bottom, the scrub who loses somebody, it's the same.
Kev, brilliant point. There's a tier to everything. When I was working at Fox and Sony Pictures, I'm not earning the same as the executive vice president. Yeah. If I'm at manager level or director level, that's just the way it is. That's life. Yes. And I think sometimes it's if people abuse that, that's a whole other conversation. That's a whole different show. But what we're saying here is that Aubameyang's had a tough year, clearly.
Yes.
And we know he's been great for Dortmund. We know he's been great for us. Alisson saved Liverpool Football Club. Klopp saved Liverpool Football Club.
Big time.
But they've struggled with stuff this year, and it's not been easy. So anyway, I mean, that's not bad for our first YouTube comment show, Super Kev, is it? Not bad at all.
No, not bad at all. Did I ever get a good one?
Let me tell you, did you want to hear some of the good ones?
No, I just thought, what did I get one good one?
There's so many good ones. It's ridiculous.
No, that's another show. Then we could do
that's another show.
That's another show.
That's the other thing, you guys. I just wanted to make it very clear. I read the negative ones because we're kind of following the Jimmy Kimmel mean tweets angle for the show today on the YouTube comments. But let me tell you, the amount of comments, those are just a small percentage. But Kev and I thought it would be fun to visit those today and answer them head on. And Kev loves that.
Yeah, listen, again, but this is exactly what football is. So, you know, when you're opposition player and you go to an away ground.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
They're against you.
Totally.
They're saying from you're getting off the coach, they're saying things about you and this and that. You go to warm up and they're chanting. They're against you. That's why you love to go away, and then it starts when we win, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, it's fun it is to see Arsenal win away. Oh, it's brilliant because everyone's against you, but you go there and you take it. You take the points. So we got to meet these things head on, peeps.
You know what, Kev? I love that. And I love that about you because I think everyone knows and everyone sees it. I mean, you know, like someone like David Guna Hislop, who posted a week ago, Kev always seems to be a bit of a positivity in me somehow, you know, kind of keep up the good work. I can't imagine people. There are hundreds and hundreds of comments like this where people listen to the show and it helps them mentally, it helps them stay positive. Your voice, having your voice on the show. So don't worry, everybody. We're going to do next Friday's show is going to be the YouTube comment.
No, not next Friday because it's game day, remember?
What's happening
Arsenal
next
versus
Friday?
Everton.
Oh, is that? And you're doing the Monday Night Football, right?
Yeah.
All right.
No, Friday football, Friday night football.
Friday night football. Well, Monday night and Friday night, yeah. Can I also just add that Amesy and Soph from Guna Gossip TV are your bouncers on YouTube?
Are they sorting people out there, are they? Go on, girls. Go on, ladies. Squaddies.
Oh my God, so good. I mean, there's a whole paragraph from Amesy on one of them about making this guy define his comment based on what you said. I mean, it's just brilliant, Kev. It's just brilliant stuff.
But you know what, Soph? This is what I will say. This is healthy debate. Mm-hmm. This is healthy. People who come on here truly believe that I don't know what I'm talking about. So explain it. That's fine. No problem. I accept it. And I'm a little bit delusional.
Zamir, I wasn't going to let you get away with that one.
But I'm a positive delusional, Zamir. I'm positive delusional. But listen, it's all part of the game and we love it.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to read Soph's because I was going to read this at the beginning. This was a week ago. From Sophie, Guna Gossip TV. I really needed this podcast tonight. It's so heartwarming and respectful. I think Kev's questions were very interesting. Unfortunately, all of the top 9 teams are better than us on paper. We're a big team, but the table doesn't lie. I was so sad when the stream ended. I can listen to you guys forever. Love you all.
Oh, bless.
I think that's a good one to end on tonight.
Good one to finish on, Soph. And, you know, Squaddies, thanks for joining us. Listen, I really appreciate I know Sophie's been fantastic as the host. But I really appreciate you guys coming in and connecting. I think it's really important for a fan base, whether you agree with me or not. It's all about connection and how we interact, you know, because many times people don't get a chance to interact with an ex-player.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, this is what we do. And whether you believe it, whether you believe me or you don't, it's all good.
Yep. No, I love it. And listen, you guys in chat, there's part of me is like, I don't want to let go of the lockdown series, but I think it's a good time for us to come
out of the lockdown
and come out of it and start, you know, living our lives in a way that we used to love and made us happy. And there will be a new series that starts, and we're going to continue to bring you top shelf content every single day. And one of the things that we all love the most is that you guys self-labeled yourselves Squaddies. And through the lockdown series, that's just been unbelievable and completely amazing. So thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. And we're very, very grateful to you. Kev, I'm going to be doing a new show, 3:00 Pacific time here in the United States, Stateside Squad.
Yeah.
We've got Matthew McConaughey on the show today. We have a little Carlos Vela. We have a little Chicharito. We're talking LA Galaxy, LAFC, the new team Austin FC, with my girl Emilia Lopez, who's a Gooner. She's a Liga, she's a Mexican football expert, absolutely brilliant. So we'll be doing that. And also Stateside Squad will be bringing you some Arsenal America infused stuff too. Look out for a collab show we're going to be doing with our good friends at the Gooners podcast in May that involves
Magic Mike,
Super Kev, and Magic Mike
who microwaves his water, by the way.
I mean, seriously, someone buy that boy a kettle for F's sake. And yeah, Raul, with Toronto, we'll be talking about the Canadian teams too. So that's 3:00 today. It'll be on the Highbury squad. Our playlist is going to be called the Stateside Squad. So look out for that. And as I said, it will also include some stuff with Kev down the line. And we'll be bringing some stuff to you in the summer when, you know, Premier League rests for a little bit. We're still going to be doing some fun stuff as well. Right.
There is the Euros as well, aren't there?
Do you know what, Kev? I keep forgetting that the Euros are
coming.
Yes,
the Euros is this year, and then the World Cup the next in the winter. Remember?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I can't wait. There's no stopping. We're going to be on every day, 365 days a year, apart from Christmas Day, I think.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. And as a rule, we have Inside the Dressing Room. Go check out that podcast. It's with Kev and players. It's absolutely brilliant. So yes, lots of stuff. Super Kev, you've smashed it. Thanks so much for everything you do for the show, for the fans. You're a good sport. I love it. We'll keep doing this YouTube show. I love it. I love how you take on all the difficult stuff too. So just brilliant stuff.
No, listen, it's my pleasure, and I love the squaddies. I do. I love the squaddies. I love the interaction. You do become attached to these guys, and everyone has their personalities, could get their personalities across. And I've got to say, I'm glad we're finishing the lockdown because it's something positive. It's positive.
Me too. And you're a beacon of hope and positivity. So let the kids know. I will see you. Is it worth doing a post game after Fulham? Should we take the weekend off? What do you think, Kev?
No. Although I do have a game, but it might be later, so I'll be able to do the post-game show.
Is it Real Madrid or Barca?
Real Madrid. Barca playing the Copa del Rey final against Athletic Bilbao.
Ooh.
But Real Madrid play on the Sunday. So hence why. But it's the Sunday evening. So I should be free to do a post-game show.
Okay, well, we'll do something for you guys. We'll be consistent here.
Let's do a post-game show. If we win, we make sure we do a post-game show. Got to keep the positivity, guys.
Got to keep the positive comments going on. And to the hundreds,
Kev, you know what I mean?
And to the hundreds of you who keep commenting, keep doing it. As you see, we check everything on the replays. We go through every single comment and we read them all. So keep them coming. Until the weekend, Super Kev and Campbell, you guys can come back and join me 3:00 Pacific. That'll be 11:00 in England. And I'm not sure what time around the world. But if you love a little bit of MLS and North American sports, come join me. Until then, Super Kev, let everyone know.
I love the comments, and I'll get you, Butler. Always Arsenal.